and welcome. So today, as the title suggests, we are going to be discussing everything to do with Leicester City versus Ipswich, which is due to take place at 3 o'clock on Saturday the 2nd of November. This game for me, and I think for a lot of fans, is a 6-pointer and is a must-win game. If we don't win this game, there's definitely going to be questions to be asked about Steve Cooper, about what is next for the Foxes, because while we've not been battered up and down the pitch, apart from the Forest game, which we don't talk about, we have had some decent performances where the players have left everything on the pitch and they've really grinded out a result, like your Bournemouth. Southampton was just down to a good comeback with Fatawu making the difference, and then just Winks and Ayu's goal that just managed to get inside, which again, is that a little bit too close for comfort? Yes. Are we in the bottom three? No. And we've actually got a gap at the moment of 5 points from your Ipswiches and stuff, obviously after Crystal Palace did win their last game. So I think it's extremely important that Leicester City do win this game and do capitalise. We need to be beating teams like Ipswich, home and away, for us to obviously rack up the points to obviously make it easier. We didn't do that in the Championship last season under Enzo. We did draw, actually, both times, which was frustrating because we didn't keep a gap on people, but I suppose we did stop them from at least gaining momentum against us. I'd rather us get the draws against Leeds, for argument's sake, opposed to Leeds doing us home and away last season, which was, a bit of pills to swallow. My biggest thing for this is I'm not Steve Cooper out. A lot of people are umming and ahhing about Steve Cooper. A lot of people are saying we're going to go down. A lot of people are looking at statistics, and while the statistics are nice to look at sometimes, I feel as a community, or almost as a collective, there's a lot of negativity surrounding Leicester City Football Club at this moment in time, and I don't particularly understand why. If you're a Man United supporter, I could understand why you might be a little bit frustrated. 14th, 15th, whatever it is that you're in the table. I think we're 15th, so 14th or whatever in the table. You've not won in about a year in European competitions. So, yeah, look, I get it. You could be frustrated with the size and stature of a club like Manchester United. But realistically, Leicester City have kind of, without people being offended because they're, supporters for the last 5-10 years or whatever, we were a yo-yo club. And, we're not a yo-yo club now. We've been in the Premier League for years, and obviously we had that bad season where we got relegated because we were too good to go down, and evidently we weren't too good to go down. We did go down, and a lot of people jumped ship or had to be sold, and, rightfully so. We've refreshed and revitalised the squad, but we lost Enzo, and we've now had Steve Cooper. Was it the most attractive appointment? No, it definitely wasn't the most attractive appointment. It was actually quite frustrating that we did have, the promise of Graham Potter. Carlos Corberán was involved, who is my favourite, or was my favourite to come in charge, but obviously that didn't happen, which was extremely, extremely, extremely frustrating because I really do like him. And yeah, I just feel like we've been on a bit of a journey recently. Now, again, everyone is entitled to their opinion, and everybody that supports a football club naturally wants them to do better and probably has high expectations. I have extremely high expectations of Leicester City because the club means the world to me, and I want us to do well. I love the fact that we're in European competitions. I absolutely loved that, and I think as a fan base, we miss that now. We've had the highs, and now obviously we're going back down, and obviously it's not nice as a fan base, but you need to also remember that where you've come from, like Ipswich Town, for argument's sake, riding that wave at the moment, and then they will come back down. They do have a couple of standout players, Amari Hutchinson, for argument's sake, and obviously Liam Delap. They've got a good few players, and like I say, they did do us damage. you know, we weren't able to beat them, but they also in return weren't able to beat us. So it was kind of, I don't know, kind of different. But obviously Steve Cooper's Leicester City is completely different to Enzo Maresca's Leicester City. So it'd be interesting to see how we go. Looking back, we absolutely smashed Southampton home and away last season, and we only just nicked a victory this season. And obviously I know we're in the Prem, they've had money, but so have we. We've obviously changed a lot of things, and they've kept the same coach. So there are a few things that obviously could have gone better, I would have said, in the Southampton game. But look, it's a new game, it's a new time. Let's not dwell on the past, or let's not get down and negative about things. We don't want negativity just before a game. You know, we want to be behind the lads and we want to be giving them everything. But for me, the performance needs to drastically improve. I would like to see for the first time this season is having a compelling and a complete 90-minute performance, not a good first half or a good second half and a crap first half or a crap second half. I want a good, solid performance for 90 minutes. You know, Tottenham game, we were crap first half, and then we came back into it in the second half. You know, the Forest game, we were really good first half, and then second half, we just stayed in the changing rooms. It was very frustrating, especially being a derby game as well, and obviously having Steve Cooper take on his old team. I don't know, maybe as a fan and who actually kind of rates Steve Cooper as a manager that can look after our younger talent and is a good man manager and is good in front of the media and tries to get behind the fans instead of, you know, Enzo Maresca, his attitude was, you know, if they don't like it, I'll go sort of thing, which is not really good for the fans to get behind, you know. But then again, I suppose if you're winning games, you're not going to get many arguments from the fans. So it's difficult. It is difficult, but I do rate Steve Cooper for now. No one's going to get it right straight away. He's clearly building towards something, and for me, I classify a success this season if we stay up. 17th, I'll snap your arm off now to take it. I think that's a successful season for Leicester City. Whether we get there or not, I feel games like this are monumental for us to win. It's not a draw and where we were all right, or we did this and we did that. You know, unless it's someone that does a reckless red card challenge or idiotic mistakes that defenders have made, then yeah, you can kind of understand the frustration from Steve Cooper. But if it's down to tactics or lack thereof, or just, I don't know, just another half-arsed performance in either half, I actually want to see us go for the game, get the lead, and go for the jugular. Don't sit back. Don't absorb pressure to see out a game. Don't make changes to see the game out. You know, continue to do what you're doing. You know, he consistently says focusing on our game, but we don't focus on our game for 90 minutes because we then go defensively to try and stay onto a lead, and then we get overloaded, and obviously that's not good. You can't do that. You chuck enough shit at the walls, it's going to stick. And it's the same if you shoot enough goals at a goal, one will eventually go in, and we can't hold off like that. You know, some games like Ipswich, with all due respect to Ipswich, I would expect us to beat Ipswich, and I expected us to beat Ipswich last season, and I'm definitely expecting us to beat Ipswich this season. I don't think it'll be a walk in the park. They've obviously, like I say, danger men like, you know, Liam Delap, Amari Hutchinson. For me, I think they're the two danger men, but they've obviously got weaknesses. There's a lot of League One players that they've still got there. They've got quite a bit of an injury crisis. Amari Hutchinson is allegedly was due back in the previous game, but they're sick, or he was sick or something, so he's probably going to be fit and ready for this game, which is not fantastic for our back line, but as long as, you know, we sort out the mistakes that we had against Forest, then we should be okay. And Liam Delap, we just need to keep him quiet. I think we need to overload Liam Delap, and we need to overload the others, because apart from that, I don't really think they've got an amazing outfit, and that's not me being horrible, that's just my personal opinion. I don't see them staying up this season. Yeah, that's just my opinion. If I'm wrong, but by the end of the season, I'll eat my hat. Fine, you know, well done. But as long as we're not the ones that swap places with them, that's fine. So yeah, guys, the main takeaway from what I've just kind of gone off there is that, you know, this is important that we win. If we don't win this game, there will be questions from myself and from, I presume, not, if not already a lot of, there will be a lot of people asking questions about Steve Cooper, because if we're not going to get 3 points or even 6 points home and away against teams like this, then where the hell are we going to get these points from? Because we can't keep relying on, moments of brilliance and half-assed performances to stay in the Premier League. You need to grab it by the scruff of the neck and you need to go at it. So I'm hoping I see that from Steve Cooper. I'm hoping obviously that does happen. That would be nice to see that. So just quickly, while we're obviously on the subject of everything, guys, I am trying to build up this YouTube channel. I've currently, I think, got 10, 11 subscribers, something like that. So, not a million. I don't ever think I will get to quite the heights of that, but I do want to continue doing football content for you guys. So it's going to be like Leicester City content predominantly, but like I said, I am going to be doing Premier League predictions, I think, just to start off with Premier League predictions, game weeks and all that sort of stuff. But after that, I think I'll maybe do the Championship as well, because I actually do quite enjoy watching the Championship. So pretty, like I say, anything really football related, if there's anything Champions League, so on and so forth. But predominantly this channel is going to be mainly Leicester City focused, so Leicester City news, transfers, pre-match, watch-alongs, post-match, just everything to do with Leicester City. But then also once a week I'll be doing hopefully Premier League and Championship, just to try and get the content out there to a wider audience, so we can obviously all connect together and have a chat, because at the end of the day it's the beautiful game that we all love, and obviously it kind of brings people together. It doesn't have to end in arguments or disagreements, even though it always bloody does, but there you go. So now that's out of the way, guys, let's have a look here at our starting lineup. Now, the last time I used this, I realised it was obviously mirror matched, so I put people on the wrong side, but whatever. Victor Christensen, guys, is out at the minute with an injury, groin problem or something. It's days or weeks, apparently. Steve Cooper did mention during his pre-match about with Manchester United. So it'd be interesting to see if he is available. I am going to do it that he is fit. So I want Victor Christensen for me. In that left back role, I do rate Christensen. Don't get me wrong, James Justin's great, but again, it's got to be Ricardo Pereira. It's got to be Ricardo Pereira for me. So these two for me, left back, right back. JJ's just been having a few too many mistakes for me, so I think Ricardo's more than earned his place. He didn't do amazingly well against Forest, but again, you can kind of forgive him because he's been out of action for a while, so you can kind of forgive that. Obviously, the GOAT, the reason that we are still not where Southampton are. Obviously, we've got Jamie Vardy. And again, this is the side that I want to start. This is the side that I want to start, whether it does or not. Can't spell his bleeding name. We'll come back to that one, I think. Again, so FaZe, Akoli, and then I'm presuming Wolf and Winks. And again, I don't know where my phone's gone either, just to try and... Sorry guys, my spelling is absolutely horrendous. I know it's BU something. Facundo. I knew it was something like. Honestly, it's ridiculous. There he is. So, for me, that would be my predicted lineup for me if I was in charge. That's what I hope to see. Something around those lines, guys. I think that's an acceptable starting 11 for me to absolutely smash them. Obviously, Vards. Again, you could. Try and do it. Oh, my spelling is atrocious. Yeah, so obviously, you know, midweek, obviously tomorrow we've got Manchester United in the Carabao Cup. Video is on the channel if you want to have a brief look on that. Again, it's not the best. Still trying to learn how to do editing and all that sort of stuff. But I'm just trying to get content out there for you guys. So yeah, from that, obviously I did kind of change the system quite dramatically, obviously for rotation purposes, but that's what they're there for at the end of the day. You know, Steve Cooper says he's going to send out quite a competitive team, so I hope he doesn't send out too many people. I extremely doubt Jamie Vardy will be starting. I doubt that extremely. But yeah, for Ipswich, I think it's got to be all systems go. You've got to be attacking from the first whistle and till the last one, quite frankly. I don't see how we could. There will be plays and build-ups, obviously, where we're not, you know, in full control. But, I mean, like I say, you could. Again, Buonanotte is absolutely marvellous. Like, he's absolutely amazing. But, again, and I don't know why, I just love me a bit of El Canouse. I really do. I rate the kid. I think he's such a young prospect. And the thing is, we spent £20 million on the guy. 20 mil, right? He's got to be decent. He's a young Moroccan international player. When he played at Genk, his link-up play was really good. He's got a bit of skill about him. He nearly scored in our last game. Smashed it off the post, you know, for Southampton, I think it was. You know, he's absolutely a monster when he wants to be, but he's just not had the impact because he's not the same player as Buonanotte. Buonanotte is kind of like, he reminds me of a terrier. He's small, agile, and he's absolutely everywhere, and he'll be barking up the leg of everybody else. Whereas El Canouse is more. El Canouse reminds me more of Maddison, which is a better thing in my opinion. Buonanotte reminds me of maybe a Keane and Dewsbury Hall, one that will, you know, run up and down, give you that more of like a box-to-box player, and has a decent shot on him. El Canouse reminds me of a bit more of a tactical genius, or like a bit more of a tactician. So one that will, you know, fizz a goal in every now and again, but mainly does like link up play and assisting and stuff. And I think that's what El Canouse is going to bring, and I think that's what we need from El Canouse moving forward. Is if you're not going to score goals for us, create the chances for us, fizz those balls in, put them into a good area, play off them. He's very good in tight spaces from what I've watched, so I think I'm going to leave it at that. But I'll be honest with you, I'll be very surprised if it's not Facundo Buonanotte. I'll be very surprised if it's not him. Maybe El Canouse comes on 60th, 70th minute, maybe for Ndidi or Winks. Maybe those two probably get subbed out. Maybe bring Skip on, and then obviously maybe put Buonanotte and El Canouse up front together, which I do think could work. In fact, I'd quite very much like to see that personally, but we shall see. But yeah, so that's my predicted lineup, guys. Score prediction. I don't think it's going to be an easy game, and it's a cliche. I've got to be honest. I do think it is a bit of a cliche of obviously how close it's going to be. I think it's going to be a 2-1 victory for the City, and I hope it's more. I hope it's more convincing. It'd be nice to get a 2-0 win. You know, 2 goals and a clean sheet for Mads, because again, Mads is just absolutely crazy for us at this level. He's definitely going to be going places in the future, potentially January. Buonanotte could get recalled in January as well. These are all things that we know because he's playing really well, and Brighton might want him back. We obviously have Bilal El Canouse in his place, but Mads Hermansen, I think we've got Danny Ward, who flopped in the Prem last time. Don't want him anywhere near the Premier League for me. I'd rather have Jakub Stolarczyk personally, but again, if you get good money for Hermansen, if he does get sold, which I pray to God he doesn't, because we're not in a emergence to sell him like that. He's our keeper, and he's going to be worth a lot of money when we do come to sell him. But yeah, I think we need to spend a good 20 odd million on a good keeper if we do sell Mads for a good price. So I just hope that doesn't come to fruition. But yeah, sorry, because I kind of jumped off on a tangent there. There's so many things I want to talk about, which I am going to get out. Yes, so I think, guys, it's going to be I'm going to go. Do you know what? I'm going to change it. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0 City. I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be an easy game, but I think that we've got more seasoned quality. I think that's the best word to use. We've got the likes of Jamie Vardy, who's been here, done that before. Yes, Liam Delap's got a shot on him. We know he's a good player, but our back line is better than their back line. Our keeper is better than their keeper, and our defensive midfield positions are better. I feel that our our creating is better. Our wingers, Fatu and Amari Hutchinson, pretty similar, I would say. Mavropanos a fantastic player, and obviously again, Liam Delap, Vardy, again, not going to compare those two, but Liam Delap's obviously got his youth, but Jamie Vardy's got experience and know-how and just utter dominance. So we shall see. I think it'll be a very good watch. I want Leicester City to prove me right, and reward my what's the word? Loyalty and just reward the belief, really. I think we're going to do a 2-0. Excuse me. It's quite late. I want them to just reward my loyalty and my faith within the team. And I want Steve Cooper to do a good job while he's here. I don't want it to be an absolute shit show. I want it to actually be a good experience for Steve Cooper. I think he at least deserves that. Just trying to think if there's anything else worth talking about, really. Gone through the squad. We've gone through predictions to win. We've gone through previous draws. I suppose you could have a look at the injury list. Maybe close that. So yeah, you've got a fair few players that they do have on here being injured, but as you can see here, Amari Hutchinson is currently being assessed. He was sick, was out due to the game, to start the game, sorry. He was due to start then, but obviously he was sick in the early hours and then through the morning, so another late change, blah, blah, blah. We know that one of their defenders has had a red card, so we know he's not going to be in the lineup. And they've got quite a few, like Jack Taylor is out, Jacob Greaves is out, Harry Clark is obviously suspended. Yeah, I just think still out with a small thigh injury. So they've got a fair few players out, and realistically, I think we've not really got many that of our first team that would cause too much of a problem. We will quickly just have a little look. Excuse the old spelling of that, but that will do my head in. So the Premier League table thus far, guys, as stipulated, we have 9 played, 9 points, so it's averaging a point a game, 38 points if we continue that trend. If we continue that trend. Now, Palace have lost 5, won 1, and drew 3. So, Palace are now on 6 points. So we've still got a 3-point gap on Palace, and we've got a 5-point gap on Ipswich, which is nice. Southampton have got 1 point, right? That is... What the hell was that? Okay. Sorry. So that is, pretty diabolical for me. If we were like Wolverhampton or Ipswich and Southampton sort of numbers, 4, 2, 1, whatever it is, I would be worried, and I think I would be more along the camp of Steve Cooper out. However, my decision and on how I feel about what the club might do in the future depends a lot on this result, because we've not got easy results after this. We've got quite a horrific Christmas period, quite frankly. So we need to really pull something out of somewhere. So for me, you know, a win, and if Manchester United or West Ham lose or Newcastle lose, you know, we're going to be around the 13th in the Premier League if results go our way. If results don't go our way, Everton could overtake us, and Palace, depending on goal difference, could again go over us or not go over us. So obviously it's not, I wouldn't say it's do or die, but it's, like I said earlier, it's results like this that are really going to kind of put an idea on how your season's going to go. And obviously we would like to be 17th. We would like to be around here or up. We don't want to be anywhere near these three. If we are and we do get relegated, I do fear for Leicester, because I don't know if the Championship would have an absolute field day with us. Because obviously they wanted to do things to us and they weren't able to, because obviously they weren't in their jurisdiction. They obviously put us on a transfer embargo, which to their knowledge or to their belief, it wasn't good enough, and it warranted a stronger punishment. So I fear if we do go down, they might absolutely tear us a new one. We might have to sell, or probably not have to sell. Mads Hermansen would not stay in the Championship. I think he would go, especially if Enzo Maresca is still going to be at Chelsea, which I think he is. He's doing a decent job. They're 5th at the moment with 17 points. They're 1 point behind Aston Villa, which I think is pretty decent for him. But yeah, look, there's a lot to play for. There's a lot to play for Leicester City, and you know, this 6-pointer, if we win this, then it kind of gives us a cushion, because we're robbing, or we're taking points away from teams that are in and around us, and as long as they don't get points against us, it is monumental. I just can't believe that, you know, the way that Brentford played against Ipswich. Watching that game, it worries me that Ipswich, if Ipswich can do that to Brentford, who are 9th, you know, Leicester, I would say that Brentford have a good team and a better manager in Thomas Frank than we do, guys. So it'll be interesting to see, but I do feel quietly confident, even though the Nottingham Forest result is still fresh in the memory. I do feel that we will persevere and we will come through, because that's what we are. You know, it's the most Leicester thing to do, to have a really bad game against a derby game, but then come out flying, full of confidence and everything else. So I think that's going to do it, guys. I think I'm rabbiting on long enough. This is, like I say, just a little video just to go over the pre-expectations of Ipswich. I will more than likely do a watch-along as well for Ipswich, being on a weekend. I'll more than likely do a watch-along, record the entire watch-along. Maybe upload it, maybe not upload the watch-along. I might just go live and do that. I might just go live and do the watch-along, but then I'll probably do a post-match analysis, because it's huge. Again, depending on the Man United result, I'll probably do that as well, just to try and keep everybody updated with things. But like I say, guys, do keep an eye on the channel. I am going to be pumping out content quite a bit more now, and the Premier League predictions, I'm going to have a look at that, because I need to do all the badges for all the slideshows and stuff. I'm going to try and make it a bit more interactive with obviously what we're doing. So, yep, no worries, guys. Like I say, catch you later, and hopefully we get a win. Catch you in a bit.